I believe she married her brother, which is totally illegal. Although it's a lovely couple, actually, but it's a little bit on the illegal side. Darling, I love you very much. Good night, brother. Let's go to bed.
Ilhan Omar just became the symbol of every single thing Trump's base thinks is wrong with Washington.
It's filthy dirty, disgusting dirty. It's a horrible place. They come here, and Ilhan Omar, you ever hear of her? She heads it. And think of it. They have nothing but crime, poverty, pollution. Everything is horrible over there. Nothing good. They say it's the worst country anywhere in the world, that we got some beauties out there, but it's the worst. And then she comes here from Somalia, and she tells us how to run the United States of America. She says, the Constitution gives me certain rights. And I demand that I be given these rights. Get the hell out. What a phony.
Bro, Trump is an edgelord, right? And if you don't know the terminology here, like he's a troll, right? I mean, he's absolutely the most hilarious president, I think personally, that has ever existed in the United States of America. But let's go ahead and continue this rant here.
And that I be given these rights. Get the hell out. What a phony. And then she married a brother to come in. I don't know, you're not. But I would imagine they're looking at her. I have nothing to do with it. I would imagine. Of course I have nothing to do.
Right.
I have nothing, but
okay.
I believe she married her brother, which is totally illegal. Although it's a lovely couple, actually, but it's a little bit on the illegal side. Darling, I love you very much. Good night, brother. Let's go to bed. Isn't she despicable? I can't stand watching her. I can't stand. Did you see last month, she accidentally checked the wrong box. It said she was worth $38 million. And law enforcement came after her for that. And then all of a sudden, she was worth less than $80,000. And she said it was accounting. It was an accounting error. It was not a very good accountant, was it?
No. Fire him.
Their whole life is based on fraud and a scam. The whole thing is a scam, and we ought to get those people the hell out of our country. To get better care to our seniors much more quickly, my administration has dramatically accelerated Medicare prior authorization's a big deal. That's what used to take days and weeks and months to get, and now you're getting it done in a matter of minutes. Really, I mean, unbelievable job you've done. Minutes. And we have a big search for fraud. Very little. You know, when people get arrested all over Minnesota, all over California, wait till you see what we're coming up with in California. Gavin Newsom is not good.
This is a real person, guys. This is an AI.
But he gave the worst interview a month ago. Did you see it? Where he said he was incompetent, he can't read, he can't write, he can't do it. He said he's horrible for testing. We should give him a cognitive test. I took 3 of them. Aced all of them, by the way. You know, I'm the only president to take a cognitive test, because I don't think Obama could pass it. I don't. Didn't he get into Harvard with a C average? I don't know. What's that? I don't think he could pass it. I don't think. Well, Biden isn't. Give me a break. You know, the first question is very easy. It's a lion, a giraffe, a bear, and a shark. They say, which one is the bear? And everybody says, 30 questions. Everyone says, very standard. It's a very standard test, but very tough around those last 10 questions, not too many people, even in this very room, unlike Newsom, I'll say, this room of geniuses. He said, I'm in a room of dumb people. That was not good. That was not good. You know what happened to him after that? It wasn't a pretty, but I'm in a room of brilliant people, but a lot of you wouldn't have been able to answer those 10 questions. And when I got the score in the test, The doctor said, wow, I've never seen, you have 5 doctors lined up. They're all over the place. I said, should I take it? I've had different phases. They've said, he's a mad genius. I didn't mind that too much. Then they said, he's a horrible human being. I don't like that much. Then they said, he's really not a smart person at all. I really hated that. So I took a cognitive test, and I said to the doctor, first doctor is Dr. Ronnie. Doc Ronnie. We all love Doc Ronnie. But he had a whole team of doctors at Walter Reed, a great place. I said, so should I do it? He said, well, it's a tough exam, actually. Those last 20 questions, they get tough. A lot of people can't do them. I said, well, what do you think? He said, well, if you do it, they're going to find out because it's essentially a public, it's a military hospital. If you do badly, they're going to find out, and it won't be pleasant. I said, well, I do well on things, so let's do it.
I do well on things.
I got everyone right. And these are tough questions. These are tough questions, They say, take a number, any number. Okay, I'll take 99. Multiply times 9, okay? Divide it by 3, good. Add 4,293, that's good. Divide by 2. Subtract 93. Divide by 9. What is your answer? Now, they go a little slower than that, but not much. I don't want to waste a lot of time. But there aren't a lot of people that get it right. I got it right, It was actually longer and more complex than that. But no, it's a tough test, so I took it. And then, everyone said, all right, good, he's smart. He's smart. It's not really smart. It's like, what we are, really? We have common sense. We're people with common sense.
Right, that's important, more important,
we like strong
generally.
Borders. We don't like open borders for the world to pour into our country, right? From prisons all over the Congo, all over South America. The Congo, I tell you what, the Congo, they just used to think that we were just an open cesspool where they take all their prisoners and dump them into our country. Parts of South America, the same thing. It's terrible. So, as you know, we've done a fantastic job. But I just felt, and I put out yesterday a statement, I think anybody running for president or vice president should be forced to take a cognitive examination.
That's fair. That's the default.
Right?
Should be.
I mean, you get a guy, he gets in, he's got a good line of crap, he gets in, and all of a sudden you're stuck with a man who's a moron. This is
wow.
This is not good.
Shots fired. We know exactly who he's talking about.
It's not good. We went through 4 years of it. It's not a good situation. But we also dramatically increased coverage for outpatient clinical care known as site-neutral payments, stopping seniors from being ripped off by billions of dollars of outrageous fees that they charge, billions and billions of dollars, right? Oz. And on top of these major Medicare improvements, I'm pleased to report today that we have authorized $210 million in rural health care funding for the great state of Florida.
Yeah, I definitely think the idea of funding rural hospitals or clinics are absolutely important. I would definitely go for a little bit further out than Florida. But obviously he likes Florida, so Florida is going to get it first, if that makes any sense here. But definitely Georgia, West Virginia, I would honestly start moving towards like Pennsylvania, the Dakotas, like these type of places where people occasionally live really far from legitimately everything. I'm not saying all of Pennsylvania is like that, but just understand there are places up and down, like legitimately the East Coast, that need some assistance in terms of some of those like completely dead rural areas. So the fact that the federal government is going to start funding that is absolutely chef's kiss, guys. Good on that one there. Ladies and gentlemen, the President of the United States of America, bro. All right. Donald Trump is absolutely the most intriguing president, I think personally, we have ever had in history. Okay. This man does not care what you feel. And is there anything wrong with that? No. But I do know an entire group of very emotionally sensitive people on the left, mostly all of them, right, that will absolutely hate every single thing that he says here. So like, if you ever wanted to know why Donald Trump, has like a lot of like hate against him, it's because he doesn't care what they feel. Right. And they're not used to not being coddled because they have to be coddled consistently. So just be aware here. This entire speech right here is the exact reason why they don't like him. But also at the same time, the exact reason why a gigantic amount of people love him also. Right. So it's interesting. It all depends on your guys. It all depends on your worldview. Let's say this here, right? Like if you believe personally that everyone should think like you, and if they think differently than you, then they're evil, then you're probably not going to like Trump. Right. Like Trump's not going to be for you. But if you are someone who's moderately logic first, right, I want to make sure everything is, solid logically, if that makes any sense here, then I think he's going to work out pretty well for you consistently. Like you're going to love him. So just keep that in mind. All right. But all right, listen, guys, spectacular finish here. If Trump was not the president of the United States of America, I definitely suspect that he would probably make an absolutely amazing stand-up comedian. Okay. But either way, you guys all have an absolutely amazing day. Enjoy your day thoroughly. If you guys are new here, please like and subscribe. And in the meantime, guys, I'll go ahead and catch you guys later.